So, I thought it'd be a good idea Friday to wake up early and go shopping. Turns out it wasn't a good idea. I pulled into Walmart at about 5:15, hoping that the first wave would already be through and done. Not so much. I walked in the doors, and the space between the cash registers and the actual stuff you buy, you know, that big aisle that's usually easy to traverse, it was already full of shoppers in their carts in line at every one of the cash registers, waiting to check out their stuff. I had to go all the way through the grocery part. You know what I'm talking about, Walmart shoppers. Go all the way through the grocery side of the store just to get back to the electronics. This is what my kids really want. I had a list of six things that I wanted to buy. In 15 minutes, from the time of opening to the 15-minute mark that I got there, 5:15, they were all but one of them were gone, sold out. And so now I'm stuck in the middle of Walmart with some 58,000 other shoppers trying to maneuver my cart to these other things that are already gone without me knowing it. I was behind this older gentleman, and I don't know who paid him to get up and go shopping that morning, but I wish they'd just let him sleep because, well, he was in front of me, and you know how traffic is. You watch the cars up in front or the lights and stuff, and you're waiting for him to turn green so you can go. I was watching all the carts in front of this guy start moving, and people would knife in. You can't let those people in. And so I would, you know, as I saw the other carts moving, I would start moving my cart, and I just ran the thing into the back of his ankles about 3 or 4 times. And every time he turned around and he looked at me, as if to say, one more time, Junior, one more time. And it's over. I only got one thing Friday morning at Walmart. It was topiaries. You know what topiaries are? I don't. They were on the list. I think they're little trees you put outside your house so people can, you know, see that you decorated for Christmas. That's the only thing I had. I threw it in my cart. I got in line at the garden center, thinking that I'd avoid the big rush at the front cash registers. 30 carts ahead of me. If you've been to Walmart, the garden center's all the way at that end of the store. I was back by cosmetics. A kind lady came up to me after and whispered into my ear, "There's only 6 carts at sports and recreation." So I just peeled out of there, right? Took my topiary over to the sports section, and I got in line over there. It still took me 45 minutes to get through the line. That was fun. Never again. That's the one time. It's not going to happen again. I stood in line for those 45 minutes, bleary because I hadn't slept well the night before, and just kind of did the people watch. Who likes the people watch? Anybody like the people watch? It's fun to people watch, and there was plenty of people to watch. And I just kind of took in what I think is, you know, a little microcosm of the American culture. And I listened as people, you know, talked about their great buys. I got this on sale. It's usually this, and now it's this, and da-da-da-da-da. And they were so excited. Then I watched this one couple, a couple carts in front of me, and they went down their list of people that they were buying for. And, you know, they would pull out the item that they had gotten for so-and-so, and this is what I got for them, and they were crossing the names off. They got down to this, the bottom of the list, and you can tell when people are getting to the bottom of the list because they don't care as much about the people that they're buying for at the bottom of the list. Have you ever noticed this? They're at the bottom for a reason. And so they get down to Aunt so-and-so and Uncle what's-his-name, and they're like, well, what'd you get for them? And he hauls out this old beat-up, you know, 30-pack of Tupperware. And he says, well, we got this, you know, and everybody can always use Tupperware. And it occurred to me that we live in a culture of such excess that we'll take the money that we have and buy things for people that we don't really care about so that they can have things that they don't really need. Does that seem funny to you? A little bit off? We all do it so we can save face on Christmas morning because they're going to probably wrap up a sweater for us or something. We couldn't show up without giving them something back. But it made me think, you know, even in a recession year, there's 58,000 people at Walmart on a Friday morning. Even in a downtime, we're still buying stuff for people we don't like so that they can have something they don't need. I mean, this is just my little supposition, but I think even at our worst of times, because I know some of you are at your worst of times. You're without work. Perhaps your home is foreclosed on or has, the very good chance of being so. But even at our worst of times, we still eat. I mean, I know it's hard, and I'm not trying to make light of what people are going through right now, but compared to what most of the world experiences on a daily basis, from birth to death, we're doing okay. This isn't a guilt sermon. I'm not up here to make you feel bad for what you have. But I want us to take some time today and think about why we have what we have, why God has chosen to give so much to Americans, so much to us specifically. What possibly could be his purpose? Does he love us more than everybody else? Is that why we get all the grace? Or could it be that he's given to us so that we might give more to others? That we might be change agents in the world, people who God's made a difference in so that we can make a difference in the world that he created. That's my suspicion. It's my sense of the thing. That God, when he told his son to say that I've come that you might have life and have it to the full, he really did intend for people to experience joy in their existence. But he made it contingent on those that follow him providing for those in need so that they can have life to the full, or life to the better, at least. Are you with me on this? I mean, time and time again, when Jesus is talking about what it really is to follow him, he brings the poor into the mess. He says in Matthew 25, he talks about those who are his true followers are the ones who provide for the least of these. And he talks about clothing the naked and feeding the hungry and giving drink to the thirsty, sheltering those without a home. I mean, it was important to Jesus that we take care of those that he loves. He was constantly trying to explain this to people. In Luke chapter 10, which is where we're going to be this morning, he encounters a lawyer, a teacher, or a student of the law. And this lawyer comes up to him, and in chapter 10, verse 25, he asks Jesus, "Hey, Jesus, what must I do to receive eternal life?" Guys, there's a nasty buzz in these speakers, and it's throwing me off. Can you turn it off? Thanks. He says, what must I do to receive eternal life? And Jesus was great. Whenever he was asked a question, he's almost always answer with another question. Any parents like to do that with your kids? It's just more fun that way, isn't it? I mean, you know the answer right away, but let's have a good time with this. And so Jesus turns to this lawyer and he says, well, tell me, what does the law say? What's written down in the law? He lobs him a softball. He says, here, pal, you're a lawyer. Show us what you know. He says, how do you interpret what it says there? And the lawyer was just, you can just almost see him salivating. He's like, oh, I got this one. You mess with the law, you mess with the wrong lawyer. And he quotes chapter and verse from Leviticus and other places in Deuteronomy. He says this, well, the law can be summed up like this: to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind. And then love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus says, well done. You have answered correctly. Do this, and indeed you will live. Now, we need to understand that Jesus hasn't gone to the cross yet. He hasn't died and resurrected from the dead. And we all know on this side of that our living eternally depends on and is wholly rested on us putting our faith in what Jesus accomplished on the cross, and that's what gives us eternal life. It's our faith in Jesus Christ. Everybody with me? All right. But back in before he died on the cross, this was through the Jewish law how a Jew could know that they were going to receive eternal life. They would keep the commandments, and chief among them, or a summary of them, were these two commandments: to love the Lord your God and to then love others as you love yourself.